sometimes you come across something on the internet and you immediately think to yourself, I have to make that, and I have to make it now. This is one of those times. So what has got Andy so excited? Well, a lamp. Yeah, a lamp. As I was browsing Pinterest last night, I saw this lamp and I thought to myself, Andy like, I'll have to make that. Now I have made lamps before, and over in the drawer over there I've got some fittings, so we're not short of those. We just need the lamp itself, which is what we're going to do today. And we are going to use this piece of yew. Now remember, children, that yew is poisonous, and if you don't wear your mask when you're cutting it or you're sanding it, it'll kill you eventually. Now, after seeing that on Pinterest last night, I got onto Tinternet and I knocked up a couple of renders. One is a line drawing and one is a colour render. And this is the lamp that we are going to try and make. As far as the measurements are concerned, I don't know, because we only have this piece and we have to get 4 sides and a base out of it. Base could be something else, doesn't really matter. As long as we get 4 sides out, great. If we get the base out, splendid. But we'll see how we get on. Now, how do I plan things? Now, you may have seen these other YouTube channels where they go to the far end of the fat to sort of get every single little minutia in detail. I don't do that. I'm more of a wing it kind of guy. I see a picture and then I just sort of extrapolate what it could be and I go from there. Not very professional, but that's just how I am. And so far we've been all right. 95% of the time it works out fine. 5% of the time it needs a bit of a tinker to or a fettle, as we say over here, to get it up to par. So what I've done is I've made a template. This just helps me envisage the size of the lamp. So we're 14 inches high, we are 7 inches wide. That should make a fairly substantial lamp. The bottom we may take a little bit out and create some feet. We'll see as we go along. But yeah, so each side will be that size. Template. What we have to remember is when we make our lamp, we need some flat sides so that we can screw it to the opposing side. Now obviously we want a bit of waney edge at the top as the drawing shows, but we need a flat area on either side to screw it together. There we can't get it, but we can get it if we do it there. But if we do it there, we've wasted the entire side for one piece. So if we do it there, we can get one piece out of it, and we do have a little bit of waney edge at the top. So that's good. That's one good side. So if we say that is good enough there, put that bit there, one piece. Now can we get the other side? We do it like that, we can do that too. Now obviously we're going to lose a little bit because we need to saw it, so between each piece is going to be the thickness of a saw blade, but we'll probably do it on the bandsaw so it won't be that thick. So if we say there, see there, So that's 1 piece, 2 piece. We can get 3 pieces there. Ooh, I think we're going to be all right. Famous last words, but there you go. Right, hold up. Get the big. So we want that there. So that's 1 cut. And then we'll leave a little bit. We'll bring that in. Hang on, let's do this edge. So we've got that there. So we've got that. We can do that. That's there. And there. So that's cool. Cool. Now if we do that one, we could take it a little bit that way so that we have a bit more waning edge or live edge or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's in woodworking, everything has different names, or the same things have different names, like butterflies, Dutchman, bow ties. I don't know. Which is it? I guess it all depends on which part of the world you're in. Okay, so with that there, that we'll do there too, and there. Okay, I'll bring that across, and obviously these are just approximate measurements. I mean, that is the size we want, but we've left a little bit of a gap, so we'll get there. Now we could use our circular saw to cut these pieces out, but we don't want to really waste the thickness of the blade, so I think this time we're just going to go old school and use our handsaw. And remember, U is poisonous, so we want a mask on. Let's go do it. The only thing of wearing a mask is you can't blow the dust away. So, I have milled up all the sides. Now I've saved you from that because it's been through the planer, we sanded it, it's pretty standard stuff that you've seen before. So everything is cut to size. The next thing we need to do is we need to think about how we put it together. Now, in the initial sketch that you saw, we had these strips down the side, which is where the side piece was going to fit in and the front piece was going to fit in. Unfortunately, Thank you. If you look at this side, this short piece, it doesn't sit well with me. It looks broken or unfinished. There's just something about it that doesn't look right to me. So rather than have that like that, I have decided that what we will do, thank you, we're going to take the front piece and we're going to put a channel. We're going to router a channel down the back, only half the thickness, but also the thickness of the side piece. So it's kind of like a long half lap. It's going to be into there. So they're going to go into each other. And that's going to be the back of the front piece and the back of the back piece. So that's next. Okay, so what we've done is we put a rabbit up each side and up this side as well, and you'll see there it's a bit wavy, and it's wavy because it has to match, we've scribed it to the live edge of this piece, the same as this one terminates here, because that has to match that piece there. So that when it's all together, like this, and this one has to sort of slip in, like that, like this, like that. See how that is? So last night we took the opportunity to glue the lamp together. We've also, if you notice, we've cut out the feet. Right, let's get this thing out of the clamps. So there we go. The lamp is together. And if I do say so myself, I think it looks quite interesting. And once it's got a bulb inside and it's lit, it's going to look interesting. Very interesting, in fact. If you find that your lamp rocks a little bit on its feet, this one is okay. But if it does rock a little bit, just put some sandpaper down, put it on top of the sandpaper and roll it backwards and forwards like that, just to get all those feet level, and it won't rock. But at this moment in time, we don't need it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to strengthen these joints, because at the moment it is only glued, and you could put a screw in, but the screw is going to look kind of unsightly. You could countersink it and put a plug in, but again, you're going to notice it. So let's put something in that you will notice but will look good, and that thing is brass. So we've picked up this and we're going to cut some lengths to put in. We'll put 3 in here, we'll put 1 in there, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 there. And yeah, I'll show you how to polish the tips. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a 240, and we don't have to be too aggressive with this because brass is quite soft and will sand quite easily. So we'll start with this. Now you see it's coming along, it's quite nice, you can see that, but we want it a bit nicer than that, so we'll go to 320, there. Looks quite nice. But I think we can do a little bit better. So let's go 400. And I think that will do it. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. So we've gone to 400 and that will do quite nicely, I think. So we have our first hole marked out. Now obviously there's pencil mark on the wood now. If we drive the polished brass in and then we try to sand it, we're going to mess up our head. So drill the hole, then sand it. Take the mark off first before you drive the brass in. Two-part epoxy to keep these things in. And then you see, we still have our nice brass turned finish on it, and we've got no gap around it. Okay, voiceover incoming. As unbeknownst to myself, my microphone ran out of juice, so I was basically prattling on to myself, apparently. I'm now securing the bulb holder base, and I'm securing it with 4 more brass pins. I've sanded and polished the heads on these 2, and I'm securing them with 2-part epoxy. So that's the lamp construction completed. Next is applying some finish, and for this project I want to use something that's non-flammable. Even though the bulb produces very little heat, I like to have a little peace of mind. So I'll give it 2 good coats of hardwood feed and wax. Nothing too complicated, as it's something you're not going to handle on a regular basis. So there we go, with 2 coats of hardwood feed and wax on it. The next thing we need to do is put the electrics in. Now I've got these off Amazon, and they're actually made to make bottle lamps, and you get them in a 2-pack. Like I say, I'll put the link to them in the description down below, and all you need to do is put that through there, and then retaining washer type thing goes into there. I apologise if you can't see, but neither can I. There you go. And that is it, really. We have our bulb. Screw that in. And then we can plug it in and see what happens. Hopefully it's a good bulb. There you go. Best to turn the lights off, eh? And see it that way. There. Take that round there. Let's have a look at it. So that was a bit of a longer video than normal, but I think you will agree that it turned out pretty good. It turned out better than I thought it was going to, considering it was just an idea I saw on Pinterest. And like I say, if I see something that I really like, then I've got to make it immediately. So there you go. It's made immediately, and I like it. Anyway, next week we won't be here. We will be getting prepared for our Christmas fair. So hence the oak that's in the background there. That's going to go to make cheese boards and coasters and various other bits and pieces. There's probably another dog lamp to be made as well, which my wife is crying for because we sold the last one. Anyway, hopefully I shall be back in 2 weeks. Until then, see you later.